Energy plays a central role in addressing the two great challenges: fighting poverty and addressing climate change. Energy is basic to fulfill all human needs. It enables for greater productivity, prosperity and comfort. Access to energy to empower the citizens of the country, particularly the disadvantaged and unserved people, most of them living in the rural and remote areas, is therefore essential and should be part of any vision document of inclusive growth and for achieving the UN Millennium Development Goals. As we all know, identified fossil fuel reserves are finite and limited. Moreover, energy generation from these sources using conventional technologies adversely affects the environment. In recent years, there is a paradigm shift in global thinking and developing a renewable energy strategy, which is considered as an important component of any country's energy planning process. Solar, wind and hydropower are the most common renewable energies which come to mind. But there is another source of renewable energy in abundance all around us, yet it is mostly overlooked. It is energy generation from waste. Generation of energy in the form of biogas from biodegradable organic waste is a commercially proven option for harnessing renewable energy in urban, rural and industrial areas. One of the advantages of this biogas is that it can be generated during day and night and can be stored in balloons to be utilized when the user wants to use. Biodegradable organic wastes include animal manure, poultry droppings, vegetable and fruits waste, food processing waste, effluents generated from distillery or brewery units, which are generally disposed of either untreated or with some treatment. All these can be used as a resource for generation of biogas. Anaerobic digestion or biomethanization is a process by which biodegradable organic materials are microbiologically converted into biogas under anaerobic conditions. In other words, it is a biological process carried out by a set of bacteria in the absence of oxygen. During the process, complex organic solids are converted to biogas and biomanure. The biogas thus produced mainly consists of methane, which is about 60%, and carbon dioxide, which is about 35%, and may have small amounts of hydrogen sulfide and moisture. Raw biogas can be directly burnt and used in engines whose calorific value varies from 3000 to 4200 kilocalories per meter cube. Raw biogas can be purified easily for better combustion with the help of scrubbers. The scrubbers remove hydrogen sulfide and carbon dioxide from the raw biogas. Removal of carbon dioxide from biogas is an optional issue. If we wish to have high calorific value biogas, carbon dioxide scrubber would be helpful. Otherwise, carbon dioxide scrubber is not necessary. Small size biogas plants do not keep carbon dioxide scrubbers to keep the project cost low. Pure biogas with methane content of about 95% can be compressed and bottled in cylinders. Compressed biogas is called compressed biogas or CBG, and it is same as compressed natural gas or CNG in terms of calorific value and quality of gas. The biogas burns with clean and sootless flame. The biogas can be utilized directly as fuel for thermal applications, meaning heating or cooking, or can be used to run engine generator set for production of mechanical or electrical power. Thus, adoption of anaerobic technology, which is environmentally one of the most benign technologies, generates valuable renewable energy and also renders waste suitable for application as a rich source of organic manure. This process not only reduces the quantity of waste but also improves their quality to meet required pollution control standards. The other benefits include improved quality of environment, air and water, both at the local and global levels, better health and sanitation, improved quality of life in urban and rural areas. Let us witness some of the inspiring successful examples of generating energy and electricity from the waste that are now demonstrating as means of controlling greenhouse gas emissions into the atmosphere. Cattle manure is one among these wastes abundantly available both in urban and rural areas. With the increased awareness about the environmental and social benefits, the cattle manure, which was earlier used mainly to prepare dry cakes to be used as fuel for cooking and as fertilizer after compost, is now used to produce biogas. Ajit Kumar Gupta, an industrialist, has passion for raising cows and buffaloes. He has developed this passion from his family lineage. Gupta has set up a Gaushala, a shelter for cows at a village called Mehdiganj, about 15 kilometers away from the ancient holy city Varanasi in Uttar Pradesh. The Gaushala currently has about 125 cows and buffaloes, including 25 small calves. Gupta has set up a 140 cubic meter floating dome-type biogas plant and a 24 kilowatt biogas generator set to produce electricity for water pumping needs of the Gaushala and for agricultural farming. This biogas plant also has a 3-stage scrubber which removes hydrogen sulfide and carbon dioxide from the raw biogas produced from the cattle manure. Currently, the genset engine running on the biogas produced from the cattle manure runs for about 10 hours a day. The plant was set up in May 2012 and completed 2 years of successful operation. The engine has clocked 13,000 hours of operation. At present, Ajit Kumar Gupta is saving about 30,000 Indian rupees per month as he no longer requires diesel to run his generator set.
इसका हमें आर्थिक लाभ मिलना शुरू हो गया, हमारे डीजल की खपत एकदम जीरो हो गई। अब इसके अंदर में हमें कमर्शियल भी संभावना काफ़ी अच्छी दिखाई दे रही है और इसका हम यूटिलाइजेशन भी कर रहे हैं। इसमें हम जो है अपना जो इंडस्ट्रियल जो कॉटेज इंडस्ट्री होती है, जैसे हमारे यहाँ कटिंग, जैसे हम अपने बीड इंडस्ट्री के अंदर में हैं, वहाँ छोटी छोटी मशीनें, एक हार्स पावर की मशीनों के ऊपर कटिंग होती है ग्लास बीड्स की, वो छोटे छोटे प्लांट जो है इस तरीके से हम यहाँ पे लगा देंगे, जिससे कि हमको लघु उद्योगों में रोज़गार भी मिलेगा और उससे जो है हमारा प्रोडक्शन भी होगा और हमें बिजली, इससे जो है बिजली पैदा होगी और जो बिजली पैदा होगी, जो गोबर होगा वो हमारे खेतों में जाएगा। मतलब पूरा रिसाइकलिंग है ये।
The cost of Vrindavan Gaushala biogas plant with the biogas engine capacity of 24 kilowatt was 2.50 million Indian rupees in the year 2012 and is offering diesel savings of 30,000 Indian rupees per month. The digested slurry from the digester is used to prepare manure good for organic farming. He also earns a good revenue from sale of this manure, which is sold at 5 Indian rupees per kilogram. Presently, the project employs about 15 persons, including 10 women. Thus, the project is creating employment for local people. Seeing the success of this biogas plant, Gupta hopes to raise the strength of the Gaushala from current 125 cows and buffaloes to 400 cows and buffaloes so that he could run the 24 kilowatt engine for 18 to 24 hours a day and has plans to add milk pasturing unit at the site. There is another similar success story to tell from an old age home located in a very remote place in district Mau of eastern part of Uttar Pradesh. The old age home with 250 residents started operations in 1976 under the banner of Swaroop Ashram established by Sri Jai Sadgurudev, who hails from Nepal. The old age home, which also houses a Gaushala with 100 cows, was facing frequent power cuts. Hearing the successful workings of biogas plants in other locations, the ashram installed a 24 kilowatt biogas based power plant with 85 cubic meter floating type digester. The gas generated is used for 4 to 5 hours of power generation and the rest as cooking fuel for the people living in the ashram. The biogas plant was commissioned in June 2012 and has completed 2 years of operation. The output slurry from the digester is used as organic manure in the agriculture fields owned by the ashram. The ashram does not have any complaints on the working of biogas plant. The cost of Swaroop Ashram biogas plant with the biogas engine capacity of 24 kilowatt was 1.80 million Indian rupees in the year 2012 and is offering diesel savings of 20,000 Indian rupees per month. Away from the hustle bustle of chaotic urban life are Indian villages, the place where we can smell the fragrance of land, see greenery all round, and most of the rural population directly or indirectly engaged in agriculture and other allied economic activities. Poultry farming is one such rural livelihood activity that generates considerable amount of poultry droppings or litter. Disposal of this poultry litter waste in an environment-friendly manner has always been a challenge for the poultry farm owners because of its foul smell, though it is one of the best composed for rubber plantation and for other plantations as well. Jagbir Singh has set up a biogas plant at his 10,000 birds poultry unit at village Davla in Jhajjar district of Haryana. Jagbir Singh started the plant in 2012 with one biogas digester of 140 cubic meter supplying gas to 50 kilowatt biogas engine running for 8 hours a day. Satisfied with the success of the plant, Jagbir Singh is adding another 140 cubic meter digester and second engine of 24 kilowatt size for generating more electricity from the same litter. The poultry farm waste or poultry dropping is cleaned with water from time to time every day. This waste travels through a long open channel before sending it into feed tank and then into the digester. As ammonia presence in the litter is big cause for poor generation of gas from the poultry litter, this long travel of litter in an open channel allows ammonia to evaporate from the litter and helps in better anaerobic system and generating good quantity of gas. Because of reliable power supply available from biogas plant, Jagbir Singh has added poultry feed unit at his poultry farm which requires a good amount of electricity supply. Jagbir Singh is not only supplying feed to his own poultry farm, he is able to supply feed to nearby poultry farms. Here, a part of the gas is used for cooking applications in the poultry farm area. The slurry output from the unit is used by nearby farmers as fertilizer for their farming. The unique benefit of these biogas plants is that there is no bad smell in the farms and one can hardly find flies in the farms. That ensures good health of birds and human beings. Jagbir Singh feels that these biogas plants are not only technically feasible but commercially viable with 2 to 3 years payback period.
बिजली की जो हमारी प्रॉब्लम थी, यहाँ पे बिजली करीब 2 घंटे मिलती थी। बिजली 24 घंटे हमें अवेलेबल हो गई है जनरेटर के सारे। जो जनरेटर हमारा 6-7 लीटर पर घंटे का डीजल यूज़ करता था, 300 रुपये घंटे के करीब हमें उसका पे करना पड़ता था। अब हमें वो एक तो इस गैस से मिल रहा है। पोल्ट्री फार्म के जो भाई हैं, अगर इस गैस प्लांट को लगाएं और इसके अंदर इतनी बिजली पैदा है कि आप किसी भी कमर्शियल उसमें यूज कर सकते हैं।
The cost of ST Poultry Farm biogas plant with the biogas engine capacity of 50 kilowatt was 2.65 million Indian rupees in the year 2012 and is offering diesel savings of 50,000 Indian rupees per month. Now we'll look at the municipal waste used for generating energy. These days, all metro cities in the world are facing challenges in safe disposal of municipal solid waste. In India also, ever-increasing urbanization is posing great concerns on how to handle this huge waste disposal problem. Government of India had announced waste management and handling rules which define improved methods and practices for collection, transportation, processing, treatment and disposal of solid waste in a manner that is environmentally sustainable and economically viable. Typically, municipal solid waste consists of 40 to 45% biodegradable organic waste, 10 to 15% recyclable waste, and 30 to 35% inert material. Pune city in the state of Maharashtra in the western part of India has a population of about 4 million, which generates about 1,300 tons of municipal solid waste per day.
Last 5 years, the garbage generation is double. That's why near future, it is every city has 4 to 5 challenges. That is water supply, then sewer treatment, solid waste, traffic management, and environment. For collection of garbage, we have deployed 160 belt truck to collect house to house organic as well as recyclable part every day. We appeal to citizens to segregate their waste and give it to our belt truck. We take many awareness IEC, information, education, communication part with the help of our staff as well as councillors, then our officers. Every day we took meeting with society as well as commercial establishment to segregate the waste at source level.
Pune Municipal Corporation under Public-Private Partnership Initiative has decided to set up decentralized solid waste processing and treatment plants across the city. As of now, more than 20 such decentralized plants have been set up in the city. Each plant has the capacity to handle 5 tons of sorted organic municipal solid waste per day. A 5 tons per day municipal solid waste handling plant was set up at Bibewadi area in Pune city. The plant mostly uses food waste collected from the nearby hotels.
PMC has deployed 25 hotel trucks that will cover 1300 hotels every day, and we collect 125 metric tons of organic part every day from 1300 hotels. Due to decentralized processing facility, we reduce the transportation cost because primary as well as secondary transportation cost. At present, PMC occurs 750 to 850 rupees per ton per day to collect the primary collection, as well as secondary transportation cost is 550 to 600 rupees per ton per day. And to have a decentralized facility for treating the organic waste, we reduces the secondary transportation cost as well as diesel, then driver and all labor cost.
In the feed station, wastes are segregated and mixed with water for crushing. The crushed material goes into tanks for biomethanization. The plant has a 2-stage digester of 250 cubic meter gas generating capacity. The plant generates about 250 to 300 cubic meters of biogas, which is stored in a balloon. Gas from the balloon is fed into a 32 kilowatt biogas engine for generation of electricity, which is used for street lighting of the nearby area. About 350 units of electricity per day are produced from this plant. These plants also produce good quality manure, which is used for city gardens maintained by the Pune Municipal Corporation. Plant installed at Model Colony of Pune city in 2009 is about to complete 5 years of successful operation. 5 tons per day of sorted organic waste based biogas plant with the biogas engine capacity of 32 kilowatt has cost 9 million Indian rupees in the year 2013.
Many visitors as well as many administrative officers, they came to Pune, they visited our processing facility, and they have replicated our biogas plant as well as other waste to energy plants as well as vermicomposting and then RDF plants. And that is my suggestion and my opinion, that biogas plant is most commercial viable because its payback period is 4 and 4.5 years. What we invest, we can get return within 4.5 years back, and that is very commercial viable, economical and environmentally friendly to decentralized processing facility. My suggestion, you can replicate this plant anywhere if you can segregate your waste at source.
There is yet another waste that has turned out to be a rich source of generating biogas, and that is effluent from agro-processing units. Disposal of effluents as per the mandatory discharge standards of pollution control boards is not only an expensive affair, but it also consumes a lot of energy. Starch and glucose production plant of Yashwant Sehakari Glucose Karkhana Limited, located in Sangli district of Maharashtra, processes 180 tons of maize per day and generates 640 cubic meter of effluent or wastewater containing a high organic pollution load dissolved in the waste liquid. The effluent from the unit is pumped into a 3000 cubic meter anaerobic digester, and biogas is produced and supplied to generate electricity, which is used in the plant. The biogas plant was commissioned in June 2013 and is running successfully with the production of 1 megawatt of power. The plant authorities are happy with the fact that in the past they used to struggle in treating effluent, and now they are generating an additional power of 1 megawatt besides reducing the pollution load of the effluent.
This effluent was previously getting treated through aeration treatment as well as aerobic treatment, and followed by anaerobic lagoons in this whole system. Till 2007, we were actually treating our effluent through this energy consuming effluent treatment process. After installation of biodigester, our chemical oxygen demand, COD level in the digester of the effluent is getting reduced by 95%.
Because of this 1 megawatt biogas plant, the starch and glucose units' electricity requirements from the grid have come down drastically, and financial viability of the unit has improved.
If we compare with the electricity which we are consuming through the state, Maharashtra State Electricity Distribution Company, the rate of electricity is about 7.5 to 8 rupees per unit. So that is as good as we are generating power which is worth about 1 lakh rupees to 1.25 lakh rupees per day. So in a month, at the moment, we are saving about 30 to 35 lakh rupees per month our electricity bill, which previously used to come out at about 70 to 75 lakh rupees per month. Right now our electricity bill has come down to 35 to 40 lakh rupees per month. What we have achieved through this plant is, first of all, effluent treatment through a energy generating process in which we are not consuming power, rather we are generating energy out of it. If we talk in terms of carbon revenue, we are achieving about 16,000 tons of carbon emission reduction into the atmosphere by way of running this plant. So we are opting out for a better energy generating technology. We are reducing carbon footprint of our plant, rather our nation also, and then we are generating huge revenue out of it by way of about 3 to 3.5 crore rupees per year. Electricity bill is getting saved through this plant.
Now this project is creating wealth from the waste. Yashwant Sehakari Glucose Karkhana Limited's power generation system with a biogas engine capacity of 1 megawatt has cost 100 million Indian rupees in the year 2013. We have another example in India which can be replicated worldwide. There are more than 550 sugar mills in India, and the solid cake left out after filtering the sugarcane juice is known as press mud and is usually used as fertilizer by the farmers. Spectrum Renewable Energy Private Limited saw yet another opportunity of generating biogas from this residue. The company installed a plant near Varana Sugar Mills located near Kolhapur in Maharashtra. The plant utilizes 100 tons of press mud per day from the nearby Varana Sugar Cooperative Mills and produces 10,000 cubic meters of biogas per day.
In past years, press mud coming out from sugar industry was used as organic manure. While doing that, the press mud was aerobically composting. While doing aerobic composting, the methane is released out into the air. So in our plant, we are trying to capture this methane, and we are anaerobically digesting the press mud. And with the help of anaerobic digestion, we are removing the energy and we are capturing energy in the form of CNG.
The plant has 3 large digesters and each digester has a volume of 3,400 cubic meters. The press mud or feedstock mixed with 30% of recycled water and 70% of fresh water enters into biodigesters. Eventually, the system turns press mud into biogas consisting mostly methane as well as carbon dioxide and hydrogen sulfide. This plant also receives another 12,000 cubic meters of biogas produced from spent wash of the sugar mill. Both the streams of biogas are further processed to remove hydrogen sulfide and carbon dioxide, obtaining a gas consisting above 95% of methane. This is very similar to natural gas obtained from the oil and gas fields. By using compressors in the bottling plant, the pure biogas is stored under high pressures into bank of cylinders. Per day, about 8,000 kg of bio-CNG is produced and filled into bank of cylinders, which are supplied to the nearby industries such as fonderies, bakeries, and to some hotels as their kitchen fuel. The biogas plant also produces captive power of 360 kW to meet its 70% of the requirements, and the heat from exhaust gas and engine cooling is used for heating digester for better yield of biogas. The plant also produces 20 tons of sulfur each month during the purification process of the gas. This sulfur is sold to farmers, which is used as a micronutrient, and it fetches an additional revenue of 12,000 Indian rupees per ton. The digested residue produced from the digesters has a good fertilizer value and is sold to the local farmers at 4 Indian rupees per kilogram. This plant is thus considered a zero-emission plant. Spectrum Renewable Energy Private Limited's biogas CNG project, and the total project cost is 300 million Indian rupees. The total revenue from all products such as bio-CNG, manure and sulfur is 115 million Indian rupees per year. This plant was set up in 2012 and has successfully completed its 2 years of operation. Today, the greatest challenge before the world community is to lay emphasis on the path to increase availability of clean, sustained and affordable energy without affecting the environment. This is definitely achievable by adopting emerging technologies, processes and improved practices which are socially desirable, economically viable and ecologically sustainable. We hope that this new millennium will see an ever-increasing deployment of biomethanization technology for green energy as to ensure less dependence on fossil fuels, better management of waste for a healthy and disease-free environment, and also to reduce greenhouse gases emission into the atmosphere for a sustainable future. Yes, clean and green energy can be produced from waste.